Hello all, and welcome to episode 4 of the Mouse Talks podcast. We've got Ears for the Magic, a podcast where we'll share all we know about Disney World and why families have been loving the magic for over 40 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our final boarding call and the doors will be closing soon. Please board quickly and safely. Our monorail will be departing momentarily. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce our hosts tonight. We have Christian Markley from agilitygarden.com.
Hey everyone, it's Christian. Looking forward to another episode here. Loving what we're talking about with Disney and cannot wait to chat some more about it.
And from Philip Saul Photography, we have Phil Saul himself.
Hey guys, I'm back. Get ready for some action today.
Welcome back, guys. And I'm Terry. I'm from the Fairy Tale Journeys by Terry.com and one of the hosts of the Old Guys with Glasses podcast. So tonight we've got a real nice treat. We're going to tackle something. As we were talking, we were kind of figuring out what we're going to do with everything. And one of the things we came up with is ever so often we're going to throw in a list show. And it seems like a good kind of thing to do. So tonight we're going to try our luck at that. And we're going to put up a top 5 kind of list, and kind of we'll throw out the things on the list, then we'll kind of talk about our reasoning for choosing those items, and maybe we'll change our mind somewhere in there and go, oh yeah, I remember that, I'll move it up. Maybe I won't, but it's, lists kind of help us with planning. They help other people try to figure out where they're going to go. We all know that almost everything in Walt Disney World is awesome, but it's kind of interesting to see what our priorities can be and kind of how to go with that. And so it helps us enjoy our visits a little bit more to figure that out. Since this is our very first list show, we're going to discuss our top 5s for favorite thrill rides in the world. The thrill rides are those e-ticket attractions that draw the crowds and provide excitement, screams, and laughter.
Hey Terry, hold on a second here.
Yeah.
The thrill rides I get, exciting, thrilling, like Peter Pan, got it. But e-ticket, that's a term I've not heard. I'd love to know more about that.
Oh yeah, so e-ticket isn't actually an official term that's used any longer.
So it's a Terry term.
It is not a Terry term. It's an actual Walt Disney term.
Oh, okay.
But back in the day, a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, the attractions were labeled. You would have to buy books of tickets. You wouldn't buy an actual cost to get in. You'd pay X number of $1.40 or something to get in to the park, but you would buy books of tickets. And e-ticket attractions were those high-end, kind of draw it into the area ride.
Oh, okay.
And A-tickets were free, and they basically you had an unlimited amount of those, basically. And e-tickets, you had a very limited amount for the price that you would pay for the tickets. If you wanted to ride those more, you would go back and buy more e-ticket.
Okay.
So they were the high-end attractions.
Awesome.
And so that's kind of A, B, C, D, E. And the higher the letter, the more valuable the ticket, and the more popular the ride, basically.
Okay. And they only went up to E then?
Only went up to E.
Okay.
There was no
Cool.
F attractions that I know. That'll be another podcast. So I think we should just jump right in and get started on that. And we'll work our way from 5th all the way up to 1st. And each person will go around the panel and we'll see where we land on this. And we'll just go. Hey, Phil.
Yes.
And let's get started with your 5th favorite.
All right.
Thrill ride.
I'm going to do an oldie but a goodie here, guys. So my number 5 is Space Mountain in Magic Kingdom.
Are we just copying lists? Is that what we're going to do?
I don't know. Is that your number 5?
That is my number 5. So
That's awesome.
Why is Space Mountain your guy?
Space Mountain's my guy because it's dark. You never know when you ride Space Mountain. You never know what's going to come next. It's inside. It's in a building. It looks really cool. It looks kind of like a pyramid. You're inside the building and you're going up, and it's like you're launching into space. And then you start going, and it's pitch black. You can't see anything. There's other people screaming in this indoor room. Other coasters are going around you and over you, and you can hear things around you, but you have no idea, where you're going and when it's going to end.
Yeah.
And then if you look straight up, you see shooting stars, and it's awesome. It's a good thrill ride. It's a classic thrill ride. It's been around. In Magic Kingdom, it opened up in 1975, so it was a few years after the park opened. But it was originally from Disneyland, right? Yep. So,
well, no, I'm not sure about that. I think it actually opened up. It was modeled after the Matterhorn, and I would be interested to see if it would actually, which one was first, Disneyland or Disney World.
It says, checking the interweb.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Matterhorn was first.
Yeah, I know the Matterhorn was first.
Yep,
because it was the first tubular still roller coaster of its kind in the States.
Yeah, so it's definitely, that's what the internet's saying too.
All right. Yeah.
What do you like about it?
Well, I'm in complete agreement with you. It's not the biggest thrill on the planet. Matter of fact, max speed is 23 miles an hour.
Yeah.
23 miles an hour, but it's in almost complete darkness, and it's you sit single file in the train, so it's nice and compact, and you truly kind of it does fit that bobsled through space kind of feel, and you can actually see the tubes of steel as you're zooming by them, and you're like, oh my god, that's inches from my hand, and it does provide a great deal of thrill, and the music, the sound is pretty awesome. It's kind of ethereal, trans space kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Christian, what about you with number 5? What do you got for number 5?
Number 5 for me, although Space Mountain sounds cool, I'm not a super roller coaster guy, but probably my favorite one that I've ever attended in any park anywhere in the country would be Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Oh yeah,
and you might argue it's not truly a roller coaster, but for me, it's right up there. I just remember, and again, I'm the guy here who hasn't been to Disney World in a long time, so I can't wait to go again, and I'm making lots of notes. But I remember it was fun, engaging. It wasn't too much because I'm not big on heights, but it was just like jam-packed. So that's definitely my top 5 list, and I would start there for me. Yeah,
the theming is great with that.
It was.
Yeah, it never stops. It kind of just keeps going. It's a pretty long coaster. I think it has 2 times where it actually takes you up a hill for a drop,
2 lift hills,
which is nice.
Yeah.
So you kind of get the thrill and then the thrill again, and
right.
It's always packed. It's a great ride. I love it.
Yeah, it is good. It is good. All right, so number 4 there, Phil. Number 4.
You want me to go? Why don't you do your number 4? I started last time.
Oh, you started last time. All right.
Go ahead.
I was just trying to be polite. Number 4 for me is Soarin'.
That's not my number 4.
That is not your number 4. I'm betting it's on your list, though.
Oh, it did not make my list.
It did not. Oh my goodness. All right.
I was going Super Thrills.
All right, Super Thrills. That's fair. For me, Soarin' really kind of it's that gentle giant for thrills. I have yet to see the new Soarin' across the world, but so my version that I can reminisce with is Soarin' over California. And what it is it's basically a hang gliding trip over the memorable sites of California, and they do what I call smell-o-vision.
It's amazing.
they for wherever location you are, they happen to pipe in the smells. If you're flying over the orange groves, you're getting a citrus smell. When you're flying over the ocean, you get that nice salty.
It's
breeze.
Amazing.
It truly is amazing. So I'm excited to see what they do with Soaring Over the World.
How tall is that screen? Do you know?
It's huge.
Yeah,
they now have 3 screens.
Yeah, they have three screens.
3
they opened up
theaters.
one just for fast passes.
Yep.
That opened up last year. It's supposed to really help the lines, because the lines for that would be huge. And if you didn't get a fast pass, you're going to just be waiting.
Yeah.
So that's pretty neat.
And if you're waiting, you're not spending money.
It's true.
So if you look at it, it's a huge erector set and that's basically how the designers for it, the Imagineers, kind of came up with the idea, put together a erector set, and go, oh look, we could do this, and kind of fly it around, and it simulates the way the whole seating arrangement kind of moves and everything. Really simulates hang gliding.
Yeah,
quite,
it puts you
quite nicely.
like right up in front of the screen.
Yeah.
Fully
Fully immersed.
My favorite, I always like to sit either on top or in the middle.
Yeah.
If you sit on top, there's actually like 3 levels. Then you can't see anybody heavy above you.
Yeah, you can't see their feet.
Right, because normally you see their feet dangling. People like lift their feet up. So if you sit on top, you feel, to me, more immersed.
Yeah, I tried to get on it when you're loading. There's three rows as you're loading in any theater, and the first row, front row, is the high row. The second row is the middle row, and the back row is the low row. So if you it's a little kind of thing to look at. So try to be
kind
on
of like a pro tip.
Yeah, try to be on that front or second row.
Yeah,
loading. Yeah,
I agree.
How long is that ride approximately? I kind of actually think I remember that. You're seating with your feet dangling.
Yep,
and
it
in
like
front of this
lifts you
huge
up.
screen.
Huge screen. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. How long is that?
3.5 minutes.
4
4
minutes,
minutes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So
cool.
yeah. So you go, Soarin'.
And that was, I think, at the Land Pavilion, right?
It was.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
In Epcot. We didn't even say that, did we? It was in. No.
We're the worst.
I'm not even telling you.
Is this
where
a Disney
I'm not
podcast?
even telling you where these things are. They
Yeah.
might be. They were Worlds of Fun amusement park in Kansas City.
That was Wally
Yeah.
World, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Moose out front should have told you. All right, number 4.
All right, my number 4 is Rock and Roller Coaster.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I don't know if it made your list, but it definitely makes mine. It is a roller coaster that is located in Hollywood Studios. It's on the far right. When you walk in, you get to the main intersection, you go all the way to the right. And it's a giant guitar, and it's linked with Aerosmith.
Oh, yeah. Featuring Aerosmith.
Basically.
Yep.
And when you first walk into the ride, you're in the studio with Aerosmith, which is kind of funny. The video is kind of dated, but it's just funny to be with him.
Yeah.
And so it's a giant, basically, TV, so they make you feel like you're watching them in the studio, and they have to make it to a concert. And you're going to drive with them really fast through all the streets of Hollywood and get them to the concert on time.
Yeah.
And the best part about the ride is it's another indoor coaster. I guess I just love indoor coasters. But you're inside and you're strapped in, and it counts down like with a stoplight, like you're in a car basically. And it launches you from still to 60 miles an hour, basically into the pitch black, and you go through a full loop right away. So you just launch at 60 miles an hour into a full loop. And what I love about it is right beside your head are 2 speakers, and it's just blasting Aerosmith.
Oh, wow. That sounds awesome.
And so you just shoot through this tunnel, you go into a loop, and then you're inside like a giant room. You can't see anything because black, but there's just giant neon like road signs basically. Yeah. And then you get to the concert on time, so Aerosmith can play, and every time they make it, it's crazy. So
every time.
Every
time. Yeah,
Every
there's
time.
no traffic. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's an awesome ride. Super fun every time. Definitely, I would get a fast pass for it. But it does go upside down, so it's one of the inverting rides in Disney, which there aren't really many.
That's the only one.
There's only one. I was correct. There wasn't many.
Nope.
Yep.
That math works.
Yeah.
So if you want to go upside down, that's your ride.
But
It's definitely a throw ride. It's really fun.
yeah, I agree. All right, Christian, number 4.
For me, it would be Test Track.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's, like I said, again, I haven't been there in so long, but that's definitely one of the ones I remember. I remember waiting in line a long time. I want to say it was there in the evening. I don't know if we had a tip to go there or we just was dumb luck, but where you're kind of the crash test dummy, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
Well, the good news is they've retooled that and rethemed it.
Ooh.
You're no longer the crash test dummy.
Oh.
You're now the car dreamer. You get to design your car
Ooh.
and put your car through the paces.
Oh, that's awesome. Even better.
Yeah. But it's the exact same track layout.
Okay.
They just updated like how it looked.
Yeah.
Cool.
And all the videos were they were dated.
Yeah.
Now they're all like, they look pretty and they're high def and everything.
And I don't remember where that was located, though. Where was that?
It was in Epcot in Future World East.
Okay.
I want to double check that. because I can't remember. I always get those backwards.
I don't know the direction. Just
It's in Future World.
pass the ball and take a left.
Right, that's it.
That big ball, take a left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look for the cars.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to find stuff in Epcot. It
Yeah.
really is.
It's nice. It's nice and spread out. I love Test Track.
Yep, I do too. It didn't make my list though.
Oh, it made mine. So
It didn't make my
it was
list.
actually my number 3.
Oh,
So I'll
you
skip
want to
to
go
my
ahead?
number
You wanna
three.
go ahead and
Oh,
lead
nice
off number
segue.
3 then?
Yep. So
Yeah.
he picked it for 4. I have it a little higher on my list. I really love Test Track. I think I love it because out of everything on my list, it's the only one that my wife will ride with me.
Oh, really?
So I think that's why it's kind of high. So I have it at number
yeah.
3.
Yeah.
But she doesn't like roller coasters either. Test Track, it makes her feel safer because she's in a car. It goes at like 60 miles an hour. But she definitely loves it, and I do too. And I think I love it because we get to ride it together. But I concur with everything Christian said. It's
Awesome.
definitely super fun. Now it used to be GM. Now it's Chevy, right?
Yes. Yeah, because it
Used
used
to
to be based on Saturn.
Right.
And
GM Motors.
Right.
And now it's Chevy
Oh.
who sponsors it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Government Motors, doesn't exist.
Yeah. So it's interesting. Test Track. I love Test Track, but every day of my life is Test Track because I get to drive and I usually go 60
that's
some
true.
miles an hour.
That's true.
I can roll down the windows and get the
Womp
feel of the air.
Wow, way to make us feel terrible, Terry.
Yeah.
No, I love that.
Dad
That's
joke.
a great one. All right, Christian, what you got at number 3?
Actually, before number 3, I have a question for Phil. So you said your wife doesn't really like coasters. Would she do the Aerosmith rock and roller coaster?
Nope.
Okay, because it's
Because
too
it goes
much.
upside down.
Okay, I'm like wondering if I would do it then, but maybe not because we're probably in the same boat there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you.
It's in
That's
the
a great
dark. I just
question.
tell her to close her eyes,
Yeah.
but she still won't do it because she knows it's coming. So
Yeah. Is it like a slow invert or is it like a quick one?
it's pretty slow. It's a big loop.
Okay.
It is a big loop.
Yeah.
I might still have to try it though.
Yeah.
Because I like
You have
Aerosmith.
to. You have to.
It's in the dark, so if you don't like it, you just kind of close your eyes and listen to Aerosmith and
Right. And
hopefully
just-
make it out alive. You'll get to the concert.
well, they always get there on time.
They
Though.
always
Right,
get
so
there
it
on
does
time.
stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So number 3 for me would be the Tower of Terror.
All right.
Yeah, that I definitely remember. Almost like we talked at a previous podcast of how the entertainment of the Haunted Mansion, how the characters, and it's just like you're there at a party and you just feel immersed in it. Tower of Terror, like right when they lead you up before that drop, it just feels like you're in a hotel. This is pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he copy my list?
I think so.
I think we're just.
Yeah.
It's perfect. I mean, that's your number 3, right?
Yes.
So I thought you didn't like thrills because I feel like that's pretty intense.
I guess it's tame. If that went inverted, it'd probably be a different story.
That's my number 2. So
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and go with my number 3.
okay,
My number 3 is the Rock and Roller Coaster.
nice.
Yeah, I'm with you. I really like indoor roller coasters.
It's awesome.
I like inverted roller coasters. I like magnetic induction takeoff of roller coasters.
Yes.
And that hits all of those for me. The last time we went, my daughter, I talked her into going because it was rock and roll and everything, and she was 6 last time we were there, almost 6, or no, over 6, almost 7. So we're going along, and I'm like, all right, and she's holding my hand as we're getting up there, and she sees the car, and the theming is fantastic. So you really feel like you're in a parking lot, in a parking garage, getting ready to get in the car, in the limo. So she's all panicking and everything, and we get on the ride, and she doesn't stop laughing the entire time. And every ride is different because it has a different Aerosmith track. Loving an Elevator.
Walk This Way plays.
Yeah. So it almost makes it feel completely different, and you feel like you're on the crazy road and the neon signs, and just it really is well themed. Then when you come back in, you're in the alleyway behind the arena where they're going to give their concert, and the theming of it, the speed, the inversions. I think it's inverted 3 times.
Yeah.
And it just works really, really well.
I heard some news that that Aerosmith or Disney was gonna drop them
Yeah.
eventually, and it was going to be another band, or they were going to retheme it into something else, and I
They
don't know,
could.
that kind of breaks my heart. I mean, I guess they could update it with a newer artist.
Yeah.
But I guess Aerosmith to me kind of like crosses over so many generations
Yeah, I agree.
that it works for like even young kids because it's positive music.
Right.
And, you know what I mean? It works for older people.
Yep, I agree, and I almost don't care what band is there, but I like Aerosmith, and I like the songs they chose for the ride.
I agree.
Kind of makes it.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what happens because that's been there for a long time.
It has been
Early 2000s, I
been.
think.
Yeah.
They signed the deal with Aerosmith, and it's been a long time.
Yeah, and that is now my daughter's favorite ride. So if she was making this list, that would be number one.
Number one.
Yeah. So all right. So we're ready to head into number 2.
Yeah. What do you guys have?
All right, I'll go ahead and lead it off.
Yeah, go Terry.
Tower of Terror.
Tower of Terror.
Yeah,
That's what I have.
Twilight
too.
Zone, Tower of Terror.
Yep.
For me, Christian kind of alluded to it, how great it was. That the theming, it just was all amazing. And for me, the cast members really make that attraction. They're kind of creepy hotel bellhops, and a lot like your ghost hosts over in the Haunted Mansion. Those characters really get into who they are, and then the elevator shaft, the drops, but it's the fifth dimension, all those things that kind of set
throwback
the stage
to the old TV show.
Yeah, it really sets
awesome.
the stage. Disney did an amazing job with that. So.
I love it. I agree. I put it as my number 2. One of the things I was talking to the guys about before actually we started recording this episode, Disney has this thing called the what do they call it? What do they call it? The actual photo pass.
Memory Maker.
The Memory Maker. One of the things they've added in Memory Maker, which basically every time you take photos around Disneyland, you can link them, or Disney World, you can link them to your Magic Band, and all those photos all link. Well, one of the cool things is your ride photos link. So most of these rides have ride photos. So when you're up on the Tower of Terror and it does that drop, you actually get a photo of that, which is awesome. And then the other thing that they do now is they do in-ride videos, which I think is pretty cool. So when you get off the ride, even if you weren't riding it with other people, or you couldn't get on the same ride, you can actually see yourself ride the ride, which is pretty cool. And that all links through your Disney Experience and My Disney Experience app. And then you can watch those ride videos back, so you can relive yourself riding the rides. And I just think that is such a cool thing that they added to the Memory Maker, because it's something you could take with you when you go home, and you can go back and watch them on your computer. And I think it's really awesome. So,
wow, and all linked to the app on your iPhone.
Yeah,
and so as soon as they take the picture, within minutes you could probably see it.
Yeah.
Wow,
that's pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, my sister just got back from her trip, and I was watching Tower of Terror with their family. They have the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, which is the new coaster in Magic Kingdom. Mm-hmm. They have that, and it was cool to see her little kids that are 12 and 7, screaming as they're dropping on Tower of Terror, and it's freaking awesome. So I relived their memories, and it was amazing. So I'm super, super excited about Memory Maker. We'll talk about that more in other shows, but that you can re-ride your rides and show people hey, I rode this ride and this is what I looked like. It's just awesome.
That sounds like a no-brainer for me. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty brilliant.
Yeah, definitely.
And the little magic touches that they can do, the extras.
Yeah.
Out of this world.
Yeah.
All right, Christian, what was your number 2, my friend?
Number 2. Oh, yes. So maybe one of the more scary rides.
Here we go.
I don't like the coasters and the inversion and all that, but I do like the scary rides, or the super, super thrill rides. So my number 2 is going to be Peter Pan.
I do love the ride.
I
don't consider it a thrill ride, but I do think it's a fantastic ride.
You are suspended.
You are. It's suspended.
Great height.
Yes.
Almost 8 feet.
It's crazy.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
So, that's pretty high.
And if you're a bigger guy like me, you're wondering whether or not that ship's going to fall out of the sky. So I can see the thrills.
But yeah, Peter Pan is, I remember, so much fun. Waiting in line, huge amount of lines, long lines.
Lines, yeah.
But it was just a cool ride.
Yeah.
Just just a lot of fun.
All the dark light stuff in the
Yeah, and then
flying over London.
parts of the little towns in miniature, and just how they tried to make everything to scale depending on the scenery.
Yeah.
I just that was one of the few rides that really have good fond memories of.
All right, I really like that for number 2 on another list.
I would definitely
Fine.
put that as a number 2 on like favorite rides in Magic Kingdom.
Yeah,
Or
you
for
know,
little kids.
favorite
yes,
kids rides.
Yeah, I get it. All right.
Rides infants can ride. I'm gonna take my my son on that one. He's 5 months now.
Yeah.
And when we go, he'll be a year, so he'll have fun.
Yeah, and he'll be able to ride that,
Yes,
and he'll be thrilled.
I think he will be.
Yeah, yeah. All right, now we've made it to number 1. So what do we think?
Anticipation is killing me.
All right, who's? We're gonna let Christian go first on this since he thrilled us with Peter Pan.
I appreciate your giving me a second chance.
Yeah. All right.
I think I'm going to redeem myself, but hey, maybe
All
not.
right.
But that's all right. You guys will be able to redeem us as a whole if I blow this. But Pirates of the Caribbean, is definitely my favorite. It's a huge ride. You go with so many people. I love the animatronics and the skeletons, and it's just something I remember because we talked about it before. It's just been there for almost ever. What seems like forever. So
Yeah.
Pirates is my favorite by far.
Yeah, it's definitely an e-ticket, or it was an e-ticket attraction.
Which ended in 1982.
Oh, did it? Oh,
Yeah.
the e-tickets?
Yes, they did.
We got a little confirmation on
Yes.
that.
So there are no more e-tickets, guys.
Yeah,
We don't have to worry about that.
There's no thrills in it other than getting to
Well,
see
the
Johnny Depp,
I would
and
say-
that's a thrill
yeah,
for
that-
me.
yeah. He is a hunk. I definitely say that maybe it's not a thrill as in to scare you, but there is a thrill about waiting in line and it's cold and it feels damp and the smells of being like in a dungeon, and then
Right,
you
yeah.
get on the boat and the music that plays is just perfect. The
Yeah.
yo ho Pirate's Life for me. I
So well
love
done.
that. And the thrill of like coming around, and if you haven't ridden it at all, when you come around different corners, you don't know what the scenery is. Every time I ride it, I see something new.
Yeah.
And I've been there a ton of times. So I think that's cool, is that they just put so much detail in their rides. And, maybe it's not a thrill to scare you, but it's definitely a thrill to like prepare yourself and get on the ride and say, hey, I'm going to try to find something new. And when the cannons are going off and you're splashed by water
in
and
the big battle scene. Yeah,
yeah,
It's a
so
lot
it's
of
like
fun.
it might not be a scary thrill, but there is something about it that kind of gets me going, and I'm like, this is freaking awesome. I love this ride.
Do you ever go back and this is one of those that I will actually go get off and I'll go right back on.
Every time.
Yeah, almost every
Every
time.
time.
The good news is there's not really a lot of long lines anymore at it. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great way to escape the heat.
When the ride ends, did you guys ever, the best like cast member experience, one of the best ones I have is I was riding Pirates, the ride ended, and I had to get out of the boat. And the one cast member, he sings on the microphone. He said, yo ho, it's time to get out of the boat. And I was like, that's amazing. I'm going to ride this again so I can hear you say that
I
again.
just want to hear that again.
It was just like something stupid, but I was like, that's hilarious. And he had like nerdy glasses on. My wife and I were just dying.
I love it when cast
love
members
stories like
do
that.
little extra. Yeah. So I was cheating and looked over your shoulder, and I saw your number 1,
Did you?
which happens to be my number 1.
Let's do it. Let's just go kill it then.
Let's kill it. So what is it?
For me, it's
Yeah.
Expedition Everest.
In the animal kingdom. So the first time my wife and I went as husband and wife there, they were finishing construction on Expedition Everest. So we're in the animal kingdom, and at that time, Animal Kingdom was mediocre at best. It was still being developed and finished and worked on.
Yeah, that's the newest park.
Right,
So it's only been around since the late 90s.
Right, and looming over everything was Expedition Everest, and all I could think about is I want to come back next week and do this, or next month, or next year, and do this. And it did not disappoint any time that I've been there.
Nope. It is just a few facts about it, maybe before we get into the ride experience.
Yeah.
It's a newer ride for Disney. This year, it opened in April of 2006, so it'll be 11 years. So that's considered newer. One of the really neat things that I found when I was doing some research on it, in 2011, it made the Guinness Book of World Records as the most expensive roller coaster in the world.
Oh, wow.
Its total cost to build the entire thing, all the theming, the lines, the queue, everything that's built into it, was $100 million.
Wow.
Whoa.
So Disney literally dumped a ton of money into this ride.
Yeah.
And that's how it made number one on my list. It's absolutely incredible. It took over 6 years of planning and construction. So like Terry said, he was there the year before. He might have been there earlier in the early 2000s. It started in early 2000, and it took till 2006 to get it open.
Yeah.
So they did an amazing job, and they definitely didn't skimp on anything in my opinion. The other thing that I thought was cool about it is that it is Disney's 18th mountain themed attraction. And that doesn't just mean in
worldwide.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
So Disney loves mountains.
Well, gravity works.
It does. They love naming things after mountains and springs.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. So I don't want to talk about the surprise of Expedition Everest. I don't want to ruin that. But let's just say that the surprise is something you would never expect, and it is really cool.
Well, so let's not talk about the surprise.
It's first of its kind.
Yeah. Can we talk about like what the theming of the ride is and why you're riding it?
Let's do that.
So it's themed around basically a Yeti that's hiding in Mount Everest.
Oh yeah,
that's basically the main theme without giving away too much.
Right, you're a hunter or a hiker or somebody that's going on this expedition, and you're in Tibet, and they really did an amazing job. The queue, it was really the first of the truly immersive queues
that wasn't just like I'm waiting in a roped line.
Right. So you're hiking up to the base camp of Everest, and then you board the train, and man, they go all out with the theming on this, and you're
$100 million.
All out.
Wow.
All out. And it'll basically take a train ride through Everest and through Tibet, and
there's a bunch of drops, bunch of thrills. We don't want to give away too much, but one pro tip. So like I said, my wife doesn't like to ride scary rides.
Yeah.
This has a single rider line.
Yep.
So if there's other people that are riding by themselves, you get into the single rider line and you get to skip a ton of people because that line is really short. So they see who fits on all the carts, and then all the ones that have empty seats next to them. So if there's like a lot of groups of 3 or families of 3, you just get to sit next to the random people. So it's fine because I get to ride the ride.
Oh, yeah.
But I usually get to ride the ride twice, maybe even 3 times. She hangs out where one of the main drops are, and she can actually see me. So she tries to like snag a photo of me each time or a video, which is funny.
Yeah.
But the single rider line on that moves really quickly.
Oh, yeah.
I've never waited more than 10 minutes.
No.
I've gone during busy times and slow times to Disney, and it's really nice to be able to say, hey, I'm going to ride this real quick, and if you have other people in the group that don't want to ride it, you can get on the single rider and get in and out, and I think that's amazing.
So our pro tip on that, it's going to riff on that. We fast pass it.
Yep.
We go through, we get on, do the fast pass, and then we go re-ride it through the single rider line. So we get to do
so
the
you
experience
split up
together,
right?
And then we go and do the single rider. And literally, when you're doing single rider, it's very infrequent that if you've got 2 or 3 people, you're going to probably ride the same train. You may not ride beside each other, but you're going to ride the same train or the very next train. It's not like you're going to have to wait for very long in either way. So we like to ride it first under Fast Pass, which is a quick line anyway, and then go back and re-ride it on single rider.
Yeah, it's a pretty long coaster. It's the total ride length is 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yeah,
which I think is pretty long for a roller coaster, and all the theming that they have mixed into that. And it fits over 2,000 people per hour, which is
a
lot of guests. So they're really cycling that out.
Yeah.
And they run usually 2 cars at a time.
Yeah.
So when one gets halfway through, they start the next one. So it's pretty awesome.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm trying to remember if I rode that, but I think I would remember it. I don't think so. another cool fact here. It's kind of funny. So the attraction is 200 feet high, making it the highest mountain in Florida.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
it actually beat out Space Mountain by 1 foot.
Is Space Mountain
Yeah,
that high?
Yeah.
Wow. It doesn't look like it from when you're up.
When it was the Magic Kingdom only,
Yeah.
it was the tallest mountain in
Disney
Florida.
loves their mountains.
And there's reason for that. The 200 feet mark, it actually is just slightly under 200 feet, because anything over 200 feet, you have to put the red blinking light on, and Disney refuses to do that, and so that's why nothing will actually be above 200 feet.
It's amazing. Yeah, this is the exact measurement that I have here is 199.5
Yeah,
feet.
yeah,
That's
199 and a half feet. Yeah,
That's amazing.
so they don't have to put the little red bulb at the highest point, so that it disturbs the theming. It's all
That's
about
awesome.
maintaining that theming. Yeah, so it's a great. Well, so we just went through our whole. No, did you get a number one, or did we do a
Yeah,
number
we
Yeah,
one?
did it.
I lit off
Yep,
the Pirates.
Pirates.
That's right, that's right.
Were
Yeah.
you not listening?
No, I wasn't. I slept through the whole thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So I think we've successfully made it through our first list show.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
We'll have to do another one. That was fun.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
not knowing each other's and then kind of coming out. It'll be fun when we do restaurants and other things.
Oh yeah.
Oh, food. You know what? This might be the first podcast for us that we didn't talk about food.
Oh, now we've talked about food. So
Yeah,
you,
we
you
just
ruined
we
it.
just did.
All right.
Great.
Well, good. That's what I was going for.
Don't eat before getting on Rock and Roll Coaster. It does go upside down.
Peter Pan, you're okay though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eat a buffet before.
For
Peter
most
Pan.
people, except for Christian, he gets
Right.
thrilled.
It
on
gets a little scary. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
That's awesome.
Thanks for listening to the Mouse Talks podcast. I'm Terry.
I'm Christian.
And I'm Phil. We've got ears for the magic. We'll see you next time.